Hi, welcome to Shelly Studio. Today I'm working on my 100 days project, and if you haven't been following along, I am doing 100 days of gel print landscapes. And I was watching somebody the other day, and they were using oil pastel sticks as resist. There's a little bit of clumpiness on there, so I was blotting it off. I wasn't sure how to make this work. So the first one I did, it's kind of like the mountains reflected in the water. And then the other one was maybe like a horizon, like mountains in the distance, I guess, like beyond the water. So those are the two sort of oil pastel marks I made. And the hope is to have it resist but pull up everywhere else. And it really should be fresh paper to pull all the extra paint off. So that's why I did it with the two different marks. And I didn't, obviously you can tell, I did not wait for that paint to dry, which I probably should have. But I pull up the next one, there it is, and it left the yellow marks. So now all I have to do is fill in the areas that are left on my gel plate. So that, I don't know what I was thinking. So I cover it all with white, and then I put the other one down again. And this doesn't work. Because once you've got paint on your paper, it's not going to lift. So this is what I have to work with. We're gonna make it work. So I grab out some paint. This is a neon blue, which is like so transparent it's invisible. It leaves a very, very faint tint of blue. I tried to put it on a little thicker on the bottom. That's where the water is. And then we're just going to pull that. Since the resist idea wasn't working to my expectations, I guess. And I'm going to let that dry because the neon paint is really watery too. And I wanted it to lift off the lines that I had created. So here's what I've created so far, and it's a little lackluster. So I decide I'm going to add some brown for the mountains and just use a baby wipe to remove some of that so the sky stays the sky and the reflection. All right. And it's just an estimation of where those marks are, so it's not going to be perfect. It lined up pretty good. I was surprised. So now I decided to add some white paint and use just a card or, it's palette knife this time, to create a water horizon. And it's not perfectly straight. I'm sitting down so the camera can be right above. Maybe if I was straight above it and using a card rather than the palette knife, I might have got those a little straighter, but we'll pretend they're waves. How's that? And I'm just adding a little bit more of that neon blue to get some more blue in the sky because I felt like it needed it. And there it is. That is day 70. I'm on day 70. We're getting there. Almost done. I can't remember how many prints I do in this particular video, but it was quite a few because they were short, kind of short. So the paper that I actually drew on with the pastel crayons, I figured I would go ahead and use it. So I'm adding some, like a sunset into the sky. So it has the same V shape because I'm trying to match the marks. Even though they're almost invisible because it's got a lot of white paint on there. So there is my sky. Now we're going to reinforce the mountains, I think is what I end up doing. And I do that by adding, I think that's honey brown. And then I grab, and I'm just grabbing it off to the side, so sorry it's like delayed. Some raw umber, or I'm not sure which brown. So we're going to put that in on the horizon. We've got our hills going on. And then I've got to get the reflection in. There we go. Just trying to clean off the plate. And now I'm going to put some water in, and I know it doesn't match the sky exactly. I could add some blue back into the sky, but I used the yellow, and there's a little bit of orange tinge going on, and then put some of that neon blue in there, and decided that could be the water. So we definitely need a horizon. We have some cleaning off the plate a little bit. So I've got to define the horizon on my landscape. The difference between the mountains and actually the mountains reflected in the water. So I'm going in with some white, creating a horizon line with that piece of paper, and then I'm just gonna I think I just drag some marks through it so that it looks like maybe ripples, and you can see some of the color below, and pull that print. And I decided to shift it up and pull a little bit more to get some more white down below. And there it is, voila! It's got a lot of speckles on it. A lot of bits that were left on the plate. But that was day 71. So how are you today? Have you guys been following my landscapes? Are you liking them? I think I'm like, I just finished the last one as of this video. I finished a little early, even though I haven't been posting them, because I had my scavenger hunt to do. Anyway, I finished a little bit early, and I think I've landscaped myself out. This one I'm using, I'm pretty sure that's quinacridone nickel azo gold, some brown, and some brown and gold mixed together to create a bit of a landscape. I know I used this one not too long ago, these colors, and I can see where the brayer mark, like where, because the paint is so thin, like the brayer's left a mark on the print. But that's okay. So I put a little gold on the bottom, that iridescent gold fine, and I was gonna pull it, and then I'm like, let's shift it up a little bit, not do the whole bottom. Then I decided to add some yellow ochre to it, blend it out again, do the dots again, and create another layer. And here we go. See, you can see the brayer marks on this print, but, you know, I'll have to work on that. Going all the way across and not stopping in the middle. So I think that's what that's from, like stopping and going back, which I tend to do. And that one was day 72. They're going fast. Going fast. So I have that print, that cleanup paper that I've been putting stuff onto. And so I've just taped the mountain range on the wrong side. So we're going to do that again. So I'm trying to make it match up with what was already there. And then from a previous print. And then, yeah, this is a cleanup print, and I'm just pulling a print, and that's going to be a landscape. Voila! I just stick something on there. I don't think I do anything else with it. I think that's it on that one. And that is day 73. So that one was super quick. And I think it looks like a good landscape. Maybe there's a lot of snow on that mountain. So this one, I was just cleaning up the leftover paint for the sky, and I'm like, that looks like a snowy landscape. Like the mountains are covered in snow. The color of the sky is like really cold feeling. So I'm just going to mix up some more of that color. And we're going to put that in the foreground. So I mix up some more of that and put it on here. And I have a little bit of gold left on the on my gel plate. So that pulls up as interesting texture. And yeah, I'm going to put this and streaking a little white in there too, just to make it look like either a snowy field, or maybe those are waves crashing and they're white waves. So I'm just going to take that. Oh, I pulled out a little bit of color. That's right. I just drag a little bit out of there. And I think it definitely looks like waves. So maybe we're in Alaska in the wintertime. I'm not sure if the mountains are tall enough to be Alaska, but putting that in, there we go. Voila. See, another real quick one. I got two quick cleanup prints in a row there. So that was day 74. And yes, I'm turning the page. That's what you hear me doing. It's turning the page. All right, so we went from cold. We're going to go from cold to warm. So I've got a nice sunny, warm sky, I guess. I was trying to think. Yeah, it's the sky. Okay, it's the sky. Even though it goes all the way to the ground. I mean, I guess it could be a really hot desert where you can't see the horizon. But we're going to put some hills in there. And I did have blue paint on my plate, so it pulls that up. But I leave it. I like the effect of the grunginess. So now I'm mixing up a little bit of a light brown so we can have some hills going. And maybe these are... maybe this is Death Valley. like really hot desert. And then you've got the hills that could be mountains or dunes. And then maybe we'll add a mirage because it's so hot. Did I ask how you were doing today? How's everybody today? I hope you're doing well. It's a good day today for me here. It's the weekend, so yeah, liking the weekend. That's going to be an interesting one. Okay, so here's where I decide we're going to have a blue horizon line. So if you're ever out where it's really, really hot, you get like this optical illusion of water in the distance when it's not really there. And it's not really an oasis, but this one, like, this could actually be water on this one. So there it is. I think I take a paper towel or something, a dried up baby wipe, and just sort of blend the bottom of the watery part. And I do leave it streaky. I kind of like the streakiness. And that's our desert landscape, and that is day 75. See, we're going through them fast today. They're all really short ones. So this next one, we're going to call this one a ocean landscape. And the first print I pull is with the neon blue that's so transparent it's invisible. And very watery, so it splodges like water. So I thought I would do, like I've done in the past, like when I did way back in number 45, I did layers of the exact same color over and over again. So I thought I would try it with this neon blue because it's like really transparent. There is stuff left on the plate, so we are getting extra brown textures and stuff, but I just keep adding more and more. And my brayering is kind of roundish rather than straight. I don't know if that was on purpose or my hand was just going that way. But so this is what I end up with, and I'm like, this looks like the bottom of the ocean. So I decided to create some seaweed at the bottom. These are actually the outer cuts of a jellyfish mask that I got from PM Artist Studio. And I just thought I would stencil some green onto the gel plate to create some seaweed effect. Because it kind of looks like seaweed, doesn't it? Bottom of the ocean. And then I have one that's actually seaweed, but it's really big, so I just use it a little bit around. I have a couple of them, so they go different directions. And this one I put a little bit more opaque paint and lighter. So I think this one shows up a little bit better than the ones made from the jellyfish stencil. And we're just going to pull that. So we've got a little bit. I'm just trying to pull those. They got too dry. That happens here. So I made myself a little stamp that's supposed to look like just like a basic fish shape. I think the paper I used is too thin. Like, you can hardly see it. I could hardly see it. So once I stamp a few of these on, I'm going to fill them in with paint. So we've got a school of fish in our ocean landscape. I just took a little teeny paintbrush. And there we go. So now we've got the fish. Brayer that off, and we'll just use our cleanup print. This one. Put that down on. I guess I wanted it really off. I was leaving it for a while there. Got that one little bit of color that won't come. But there it is. Our ocean landscape. Oh, I decided to add a little streak of yellow to each of the fish so they would stand out just a little bit more, because I felt like they were disappearing. And this is the last one for this video. We ended in the ocean. we were in Alaska, we were in the desert, and now we're in the Pacific, maybe. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, 22 Club, for sticking with me, and I hope you have an awesome day.